Plugs.
We're recording now.
You ready?
Yes, you're the host.
Well, you can edit the beginning out.
I'm not. We're going. This is it.
No, we're starting again.
This is
It's
it.
a clean start.
This is it.
No.
No, I believe in you.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Good Guy podcast. Hello, there's a camera over there as well. Things are a little different today. The setup's different. It's me hosting. My name's Izzy Brownson, and I'm asking Vittorio the questions.
Hello.
So,
Sorry, am I not allowed to talk yet?
yeah, of course you are.
Okay.
So technically it's the Good Girl podcast, but
Good Girl podcast.
that sounds like I have issues.
Welcome to the Good Girl podcast.
Please never talk again. So I've been told to mention things like
Anytime you do anything good, I'll be like, good girl.
don't you dare. That's disgusting. Disgusting. So give us a like if you do enjoy the episode. Give us a follow. Vittoria has a Patreon that gives extra info into things like the garden gigs that he's doing, other bits and bobs like that. And I'm also trying to compete with him to see if I can employ you to do a review of this more so than he can.
All of it. If Izzy gets more Patreon subscribers, more podcast subscribers, more 5-star reviews on iTunes, more comments on the YouTube, more thumbs up on the YouTube,
he will finally say a
for
nice
her
thing to me.
hosting. Yes. I'll finally buy you a birthday present.
I know. It's been years. What do you think you're going to do? Preemptively.
For your birthday? Well, you still owe me a birthday present.
What?
From the time you bought me driving lessons and I never got them.
Because you didn't claim them for a year.
Yeah, but you got a refund.
So?
So
It's not my
owe
problem
me-
if you don't take the gift,
But you got
Vittorio.
the money back.
I had to haggle for it big time. I put on my grown-up voice. I was like, hello, sir. Listen. Stop. I'm very concise with my words. But I did get you on this year. I got you those fidangly AirPod things.
Fidangly AirPods.
Well, they're not dangly, are they, actually? They're the opposite
Yeah.
of fidangly.
Very sleek and
I've been trying to work out the...
ergonomic.
So when you have AirPods in, apparently if you tap one...
It depends.
Oh,
You can change the settings on them.
can you?
Sometimes you can make it skip. Sometimes you can make it pause. Sometimes.
This is if you tap on the side of one of the AirPods, it'll like go to the next song or go back a song. But I can't change the volume. That I've been trying to like slide my finger down.
Yeah, I think volume's just on the phone.
I feel like a special agent, like
I
in
think that would
public.
be
Like
a good idea, even if it was on the bottom or something.
wouldn't be bad. Sometimes Siri comes on unintentionally.
Dear Steve Jobs, get your shit together and come back from the grave and fix the AirPods. Anyway, it's your podcast.
It is. Welcome everyone. Thank you for tuning in. It's been a while since you put one out, isn't it?
Yes, thank you for pointing out my ineffectiveness as a content creator.
There's no responsibility had. So since you were last on here, you've dyed your hair.
Oh, it's blonde, and I've got this fucking bastard of a spot.
Listen, people
it's
get
so
spots.
evident on the screen.
Beauty fades, dumb is
Look
forever.
at that!
It's lovely.
Oh my god, there's another one there that you can't see.
Don't worry about it.
I look ridiculous.
It's fine. For those of you not watching on the screen, the video thing, my face is also covered in midgie bites, but mine have gone down.
You look great.
Thank you.
You look fantastic.
Thank you.
And I look like Astro Boy's been stabbed in the face.
Listen, what's one spot? I remember a girl once said to me when I was at school, she was like, oh, who do you fancy? And I was like, oh, I fancy that
What's
guy.
that other spot as well?
I was telling you a story.
Sorry. Who do you fancy?
I used to fancy this guy called Ryan. And, well, I'll give him a pseudonym.
Ryan sounds ugly.
Well, no. And I
Is he
remember
not?
I thought he was pretty cute at the time. And I remember saying this to a girl on the bus, and she was like, he's got a couple of spots, like he's quite spotty. And I was just like, well, spots fade. He's still a nice person. She was like, oh, I didn't think of it like that.
Do you change that girl's whole outlook in one sentence?
I think so.
Wow.
I know. And that's what we're going to do today.
Oh, Jesus.
So you dyed your hair.
I did. Well, you dyed my hair.
I did dye. I always wanted to be, I wanted my friends to come to me when I was a kid or a teenager and say, I'm going to dye my hair. Can you do it? Because I was never going to dye my own. So I was pretty honoured when you asked.
Well, I just thought I've never dyed it. And if I never dyed it ever, I would be annoyed with myself.
Do you think you're going to lose your hair?
Yeah.
By when? tomorrow.
Yeah. I don't know.
Because
But I've gone skinhead before and it's fine.
Because so baldness in terms of genetics comes from the mother's side, right?
Apparently, I don't know what the science is behind
Neither
that.
do I, but I like.
But all my mum's brothers are bald,
Mhm.
and one of my dad's brothers has alopecia. So
Not looking good. Keep it blonde while you can.
that was funny the other day when we were at Nana and Nana's,
Mhm.
and Nana, because my uncle Marino is the one with alopecia, and Nana was like to Izzy, "Have you met Marino?" And Izzy was like, "No," and Nana was like, "Lovely hair." Like fully just taking the piss.
She's a formidable woman. I really like her.
That's refugees for you, isn't it?
She made me laugh. Yeah. I liked her a lot. Do you agree that blondes have more fun?
It's been lockdown the whole time I've had blonde hair. So
But have you had fun? And you've been with me the whole time, remember?
so no, no, blondes don't have more fun.
No.
I've decided.
I think blondes are more stressed and repressing their anxiety.
You can't even. What? How do you let out anxiety?
Dye your hair brown.
Well, I think the trouble is, I flit through different things. Sometimes I just float above everything, and I'm just like very,
Mhm.
very chill, and nothing really phases me. I just roll with the punches. But then sometimes, in an equally positive way, I like in a way that I find funny to myself. Shout at stuff.
Yeah, you'll be in a different room in the house, and you'll just hear him go, maybe I should do this away from the microphone.
That was funny. Sorry, I pulled their headphones out.
But you'll just hear him yelling. And I was saying this to his dad the other day. I was like, you've got a very noisy son. And your dad was like, it's just his happy noise.
I'm aware you have a very nice face, and I don't want it to be blocked by the microphone.
No, I think it's fine.
No.
I'm quite enjoying it. This is my podcast.
No, I just there. See, everyone can see your lovely face.
Thank you. This is what I want today.
I should put mine there. So no one can see my spot.
I think you're too self-conscious about it. You're all right.
Look at it!
It's lovely.
It's massive!
It happens.
Listen. What? Yeah, so I either just be shouting at inanimate objects, but I find that funny because it's funny. Like
It
I'm
is
not
funny.
actually annoyed, but it lets it out as like a, you know when you bleed a radiator, it's like
Mhm.
you're constantly bleeding the radiator. But then sometimes I am just really angry and upset.
I tried your yelling technique last night. There was some rice left over from dinner, and I put some really, really hot sauce on it.
Death sauce. That's what we call it in this house.
Death sauce, yeah. It was really spicy. And I thought shouting would help. And it did. It was actually quite enjoyable. And then we tried to see how many grapes I could fit in my mouth.
15.
Can you believe it?
15 grapes. I could do more. Do you know in Spain, in the countdown to the new year, they put grapes in their mouth?
No, they don't.
They do! I'll
Do
find
they?
it. Yeah. Spain.
Where's that come from?
Grapes.
Grapes.
It comes from Spain. New Year.
The 12 grapes of Christmas. Oh, it's New Year.
You eat a grape with each clock bell strike at midnight of the 31st of December.
And then as soon as it's the New
It
Year,
did-
everybody goes,
Everyone shits themselves. The 12 grapes date back from at least 1895, but came established in 1900.
wow.
Alicante teas.
So like Alicante.
Alicantes, eh? Vine growers popularized this custom to better sell huge numbers of grapes. It's always capitalism.
According
isn't
to
it?
tradition, eating the 12 grapes leads to a year of good luck and prosperity. In some areas, it is believed that it wards away witches and general evil, although this magic is treated like an old heritage, and in modern days, it is viewed as a cultural tradition to welcome the new year. How lovely. I love little tradition things like that.
Have you seen the Spanish festival where they dress like the KKK, but it's not the KKK?
No.
Oh,
How come you're so clued up on Spanish traditions?
I'm clued up on everything, mate. Festival, ghost,
Ghostbusters.
costumes. I think it's like the. It's not.
This is
Halloween.
how.
I think it's Day of the Dead. I knew it was Day of the Dead.
Oh,
but I thought
no, I've
it
heard
was
of that
Cinco de
one.
Mayo.
Yeah.
No, Day of the Dead, Spain.
2nd of November this year.
Oh, flips.
It's a Monday.
Not that Spanish. KKK. Easter. I found it. Capirote. See? They
Is a-
dress like the KKK.
It's a pointed hat of conical form that is used in Spain. It is part of the uniform of some brotherhoods, including the Nazarenos and the fariseos.
During
I've
Easter.
butchered that.
Holy Week, that's what it is.
It may have been intentionally.
Holy Week in Spain. Look. The purple KKK. Look at that.
I don't get it, and I don't like it.
Let's get it up on the video.
Mm,
Look at that.
I don't like it.
That's so mad.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry, this is your podcast.
It's okay. Tangents are allowed.
That's true. Tangents are encouraged on the Good Guy podcast.
Mm-hmm. Good girl.
I don't think I've ever... Good girl. I don't think I've ever started a point and finished it on the Good Guy podcast.
That's great. That's great. So we've talked about your hair. I've got a list of things I want to talk about, and they're all nonsensical. Nature. Spell it.
Nature.
Yeah.
You're a great interviewer.
I was actually, when I was preparing my topics, I ended up watching that Robert Downey Jr. Had a little...
The one where the guy asks about his dad.
Yeah, and he leaves.
And he's like, what are we doing here? That's what he says.
What are we doing here? What do you want? What do you want?
Are we done here? I think we're done here.
Yeah. But that's fair enough. Like, I know you're a person who, I mean, you're quite open and you'll pretty much talk about anything. But I think it's a...
But if people have been asking about it
just burp.
Yeah, if people have been asking about it for years and you've already covered it in all sorts of interviews, then... Look, I would get bored.
Celebrities definitely.
I mean, I get bored of people asking me about being Irish.
Yeah.
In real life, not even on Channel 4 News.
So what's it like being Irish?
It
doesn't sound very nice. So nature. Do you like getting out and about?
Sometimes.
Yeah?
I think I'm a bit of a city boy.
Mm-hmm.
But you're very naturey.
Very, yeah.
So maybe we're incompatible.
Potentially. But they also say that people who are opposites
attract.
Opposites attract, and they complement each other in the same way that are...
Yes, I can show you the wonders of McDonald's, and you can show me the wonders of the Giant's Causeway.
Well, you showed me that as well. I just told you about the columnar basalt.
Columnar basalt.
Columnar.
That sounds like a drag queen.
What was the one we...
Please welcome to the stage, Columnar basalt.
No.
Bounce, 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 bounce. Bounce, bounce.
What was the one we came up with the other day?
Perseverance.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage, Perseverance. And then you got to do the music again.
Bounce,
yeah, cool. Cool. That's lovely.
Thank you.
So you play in the East Belfast GAA team.
Yeah, that's recent. That's fun.
So that's how you are currently getting your fill of
outdoors.
Outdoors.
This is the thing. I can't just go running by myself. Fuck your Strava. Fuck your MyFitnessPal. All that shit.
Strava's way more expensive than I thought it would be.
Is it money?
I looked at it and it was like, it's going to be 60 quid after a month. Maybe I did it wrong, but also it's not particularly safe. I read a thing about it's not safe to, like, you know, people post their routes and things that they've done that day.
Yeah.
That's not safe. Or so BuzzFeed was telling me.
But maybe it's not public. I don't know, but I just can't do the whole running by yourself thing. I can, but I hate it. And I don't even try that hard when I'm doing exercise by myself. But put me in a training session. I mean, you came and watched one of the trainings. Like I just run and just like until I can't move.
Until you spew blood.
Honestly. And I had to ask what the COVID regulation was on throwing up at training. Because often when I was younger, I would just throw up and then keep going.
Did you?
Yeah.
Wow.
Just because that's not the end.
It might be the end of you.
But I don't think it would be good in a pandemic to spew
No.
bodily fluid everywhere.
No.
So, I think I'm a little bit quieter than you in the mix.
About time.
By time, we tried to record this the other day, but I talked over Izzy too much, and she
The
said
whole time.
She said we weren't allowed to post it.
No, I did. You offered.
So we we did have questions that time. I'll see if I can get them on my Instagram again, but I don't know if you can.
I can remember them, I think. One was would you rather have baseball bats for arms or accordions for legs? And we decided on accordions for legs.
No, I decided baseball bats for arms.
Did you?
Because I don't want to be making noise.
But you like making noise.
No, but
you make noise all the time.
No. And I said I'd get on the last leg if I had baseball bat. You'd have to get an extra long microphone if I had baseball bat for an arm.
You wouldn't be able to...
Is it a bendy baseball bat or just a baseball bat?
No, it's not a bus. It's just a baseball bat. But you wouldn't be able to, like, rub the dog's belly in a nice way or caress a lovely face.
Tits.
Vittorio!
You thought it, I said it.
I did not. I was thinking about my face.
Okay, I think we've covered nature.
No, I don't think we have.
Okay.
Wild swimming.
I like that, but I don't like it too frequently. I like it to be like a big reset.
I
on
got
my
really
brain.
into it after I left university, and I went to the Hampstead Ladies Pond frequently, and
Which is in London.
It is, and I kind of viewed it, and I kept talking about it as though it was like a rebirthing, like I was shedding layers of myself. There was a guy at school who said that he would get new glasses at the beginning of every educational shift, and
Like term or year?
yeah, no, so it was deck, and he said that he got a new pair at, like, I think sixth
Start of
form.
secondary school, start of sixth form.
Mhm. And then university.
Sixth form's less of a split here.
Maybe it wasn't sixth form. Anyway.
No, but in England it might be because people go to different sixth form colleges. But like,
yeah, I think he went to
my
a college
educational
one.
life was just like one school from 11 to 18.
Mm-hmm.
Which yours was as well, wasn't it?
Well, actually, I decided to switch schools for sixth form, because my mum was my drama teacher and I wanted to go and do drama, and I didn't want just her input going into my career because that's not healthy.
Yeah.
And so I moved to another school, and I was there. I lasted 3 days, and it was dreadful. Like, the bus to get there was like 45 minutes. I wasn't into that. My English teacher didn't teach us anything over 3 days. We just had debates about like top trumps and Doctor Who. And then the drama teacher that I'd gone for, one of them was off for 6 months for, I think, a personal issue, and the other one was a part-time firefighter. So halfway through the lesson, like, this weird siren would go off, and she'd run out of her office in like her overalls and go and fight fire.
That's fucking wild.
So I came back to her school. I remember I was in a meeting with the headmistress, and she was like, with all of the people who transferred, and I knew one of the other girls that had as well, and she was like, "You all enjoying it? You all gonna stay?" And we were all like, yeah, it's great. And she looked at me and she was like, "And what about you? Do you like it here?" And I was like, "Yes, I love it. It's so good." I was also put off because one of the girls that I sat next to in a history class on my first day, she gave me a little nudge and she said, "What are you doing for lunch?" And I was like, "Oh, I don't know. I don't really know what's on offer." And she was like, "If you come with me, I'll show you a really good dogging spot." And I don't know if she was joking, but I was very sensitive at that time, and I did not go back to that school.
First conversation to say.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a bit much, maybe.
Yeah. That's wild swimming covered.
Yeah.
How did you feel when we went and did it on my birthday?
In the river? That was really nice.
It was lovely, wasn't it?
And then there was a sense of achievement in that the river was flooded and we had to clamber over some rocks to get into the pool bit.
Yeah.
And I think that
It
was
was
one of
worth
my
it.
first experiences of freshwater swimming rather than sea stuff.
Did you prefer it?
Yeah.
It feels minerally and lovely, doesn't it?
Just the lack of salt made me feel better about the whole thing.
I forgot that it's harder to float in freshwater until your brother said the other day that you float in salt water because of the salt content. And I was trying to float that day and I was like, why isn't this working? I'm sure I knew how to float before, but I'm just an idiot. An idiot? God.
I did it.
I'm
I dug a gun.
an idiot. Please stop saying K.
That's a Crystalia bit. You're not allowed to do Crystalia bits anymore.
What,
He does a bit about Cubans.
Oh.
Although he seems okay now. I don't know. Nothing illegal happened.
Right.
I don't know.
I don't know either. Well, I'm glad you enjoyed the fresh water. I think it's...
The fresh water of Bel Air.
They're bringing that back.
As a gritty drama.
I know.
I bet you it isn't. I bet you it's just a marketing ploy.
I hope they don't. Which might sound... I don't know. I just think it's the same with like so many series and things like or films, like the marketing, they just want more sequels, they want more content, and it kind of bleeds a series pretty dry, and it makes the beginning of it not, it loses its potency and its kind of specialness. Like I'm ready for, so like normal people in a way, I'm ready for a series or more series that don't leave on a hanger and where the producers haven't just said,
so it's made to be one series.
Yeah, and like it's good and it's conclusive and it's not like we'll get you back.
I think people forget that you can always just watch more stuff by that director or by that writer or with those actors, and it's like it doesn't have to follow on from that story.
People are just
but
very
it's safe,
keen to,
especially in recession. Cinema gets super boring and TV gets super boring in recessions because people don't want to take the financial risk on a new story, so they just make movies out of books, and they remake movies, and they do sequels to movies that have already done well.
Well, movies out of books are no bad thing, but it's the sequels that, like, okay, so...
No, but I'd rather stuff that's actually fucking... I know Normal People was from a book, but like... And it was a risk or whatever, and it was really good. But it's like your comic book things, your fucking... Like, I want people to like write a film to be a film.
Mm-hmm.
But that's hard to fund during financial scarcity.
I'm trying to think of a series that I really liked that... I mean, It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia got better with the more seasons that it did.
Yeah, we're only on season 10 as well.
It's so good. I've never seen it before. Victoria has. I think it's hilarious.
It's very good.
Would you like an egg in this trying time?
Can I offer you a nice egg in this trying time?
Danny DeVito, man, he's
such a good actor. He's the best actor of our generation.
Tasty.
Has he ever won an Oscar?
I don't know.
I bet you he hasn't because he's ugly.
What? He is not.
I feel connected to him because his last name's kind of like my name.
What, Vito? Daniel Michael DeVito Jr.
Junior.
Oh, he was the best part of Dumbo when we went to see that. That was a terrible film.
Yeah, that was... I still cried because it's Dumbo, and I have a bizarre obsession with Dumbo.
Well, at least you did cry. I know crying's hard.
Crying is difficult for men. I've discussed that on this podcast before.
Yeah. Whereas I'm the opposite.
Has he got no awards?
I cry very, very easily, don't I?
Yeah. I think that we're a good pair in that sense.
Probably once a day. He was born in Neptune. Oh, Neptune, New Jersey.
I wouldn't be fucking surprised.
Okay. Well, let's stop reading and we'll...
He hasn't won any awards.
He has for me. And also your success and your talent and your brilliantness isn't determined by awards or necessarily recognition or anything. It's like there's obviously a certain level of fame that a person can't come back from, you know?
He was on the West End in 2012.
Vittorio.
Pardon?
Stop.
No, I want to see if he's won any...
I don't think he has. Shall we crack on?
I can't believe that. Yes, let's crack on.
It's like when you reach there's people who reach a certain level of fame who can't come back from it.
Yeah.
Like I would very much like, provided a successful career in my own eyes means I'm supported by my job, I can do the things that I love, acting, but I would still be able to go down to my local pub for a drink.
I think if you do it right, it's fine.
Yeah?
Like...
you cultivate your own...
well, you just don't cause a fuss, and you don't try and create hype around yourself where there is no hype, and you don't live this weird fucking creepy lifestyle. Where, guess the point, like, you live in Islington, You have your local pub that you go to, your local shop that you go to. The first 2 months of you living there, people will be like, oh my God, it's this person. But after that, surely you're just fine.
Yeah.
And so what? Like, Billy Connolly puts it really nice. It's like,
I love Billy Connolly.
he views the world through rose-tinted glasses because everyone's happy to see him.
Yeah.
What a great existence.
Yeah.
And if you cultivate that in your life, there's... Who fucking cares? People coming
But
up
then
to you all the time.
there's the other side of
delighted.
that, which is, you know, the Jenners who...
But they've cultivated that themselves. If you put out positivity into the world, then I think you get it back.
Do you think?
Yeah.
Did you notice that I did a really nice segment into... A segue, into what we're going to talk about next?
What are we going to talk
The
about
Jenners.
next?
Because Kylie Jenner's in that... WAP?
Yes, we're going to...
WAP?
We're going to do a live reaction.
Is it WAP?
To, well, WAP is a derogatory term for Italians.
WAP?
I think it's...
That's a WAP?
Wet ass P words. The microphone fell off.
Oh no.
So we'll watch. Fuck's sakes. That was so embarrassing.
I really like things going wrong.
That'll be a good podcast clip, I think. We'll watch the music video for
That brought me out in a hot
WAP.
flush.
And then what we'll do.
So we're gonna watch this web.
Web
Oh, that looks like a penis.
and a Fununu.
No, it's a donut.
And we'll watch Ben Shapiro reacting to it because he's this like Christian right wing commentator who doesn't swear, and he reads out all the lyrics and goes like, these wet ass P words.
I like the sound of that.
That's so fucking funny. But neither of us have ever heard this song.
I saw a thing about it on the Instagram the other day where it was like, when you hear the WEP and all these faces kind of looking a bit uncomfortable. But I don't get it. I don't get what it's about.
I saw Russell Brand's response to it.
What did he say?
We'll watch it with no, and then...
Am I allowed to talk while it's playing?
Yeah, so we'll pause if we have anything to say.
I'll raise my hand.
Grammarly helps make your writing.
Grammarly helps making things...
Grammarly!
I reckon I can do that.
Grammarly! Sorry. Wait.
There are some hoes in this house.
I said certified free, 7 days a week. Wet ass pussy, make that pull out game weak.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yasha.
Yeah, you fucking with some wet ass pussy. Bring a bucket and a mop.
What?
Just people saying the word.
Wet pussy.
No, not pussy.
Pussy.
I just don't.
It just doesn't work, especially in my accent. Pussy. A wet ass pussy.
Yeah, I've tried to incorporate ass into my vocabulary more than arse.
Why?
I don't like arse.
Arse.
Arsevenia.
Let's crack on.
Okay.
More Cardi B.
This wet ass pussy, give me everything.
The animation's weird, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
It's a bit spooky.
Bring a bucket and a
Like,
mop.
look at this guy.
This wet ass pussy,
Oh.
give me.
What's that about?
I don't know. It's modern. It's
He looks like a Powerpuff guy.
oh, he's got a beard like yours. Doesn't go up his cheeks.
Right, didn't need to bring that up right now.
Everything you got for this wet ass pussy.
Is that
Beat
supposed
it
to be
up,
a
nigga,
vagina?
Catch a charge, extra large and extra hard. Put this pussy right in your face.
No.
Swipe your nose like a credit card.
No.
Hop on top, I wanna ride. I do a giggle. What ah. Spit in my mouth, look in my eyes. This pussy is
Spit in my mouth.
wet.
And look
Come
in my
take a
eyes.
dive. Tie me up like I'm surprised. That's role play. I wear disguise. I want you to park that Big Mac truck right in this little garage. Make it cream, make me scream. Out in public, make a scene. I don't cook, I don't clean, but let me tell you, I got this ring.
Gobble me, swallow me, drip down inside of me. Quick jump out for you, let it get inside of me. I tell them where to put it, never tell them where I'm about to be. I run down on them before I have a
we
nigga
stop?
running me. Talk your
Are you uncomfortable?
Oh. Yeah.
Well, you can't be a feminist and not like this tune.
Well, that's the thing.
Is
There's
this high definition enough? Yeah, it's okay.
saying you're a feminist and then, there's that, you've also got to say you support women who choose to like work in the sex industry or talk about sex, which is fine. Do you ever think that sometimes it's performative? Like talking about it because I'm supposed to be allowed to?
Well, I think the fact that this has caused so much controversy. Fuck that. Although that's quite controversy because it's feminist.
Controversial shit.
Right. It's like, because Russell Brand said, are you taking down the patriarchy or are you like emulating it? Because you've had these rappers talking about their sexual...
Reclaiming versus parading it.
Yeah, it's taking down it's deconstructing the master's house using the master's tools. Whether that's a viable method.
Well, there's a line in Doja Cat's song where she says, "Boy, stop playing, grab my ass," and like it's alluding to like just grab it, like
don't ask,
just grab, and it makes it. I would hate for someone to think that I'm thinking that.
Yeah, well, it's difficult, but I think I guess the point is that even if it's not the best thing to do, you have to push it, because the fact that it's caused this, the fact that Russell Brand was talking about it at all, shows you that women aren't culturally allowed to talk like this. Because
even that gets pulled up.
Well, because even people who agree that they should be allowed to talk like that are still talking about it, being like, "Isn't it so amazing that they're doing this?" So obviously, it hasn't been that prevalent before. So, like, not every woman has to be like this.
No,
but it's just like they should be allowed to do whatever the fuck they want to do. Although there's a weird thing about Cardi B talking about like she used to drug men she like pretended she wanted to sleep with and rob them and stuff.
Ow! Is that noise she makes?
Yeah, but it's like...
That's horrible.
Imagine a man was like, yeah, I drugged women and then stole their stuff.
Disgusting.
So it's like, what the fuck? Like, why is she allowed to...
Do you reckon there's a part of it that's like...
She too. He too.
They too. I too feel like...
I, Tanya.
Do you reckon there's a part of it that's... So this is very...
Yo, shit. I chose...
This is very explicit is the word.
Yeah.
And it's constant and like a juggernaut of semen. And it kind of, I wonder if there's ever an element with this kind of thing of this is a shock tactic. This will cause us to be talked about more. This will enable us to be more successful. It's like, I remember reading that Paris Hilton used to put typos in her tweets intentionally, so that more people would respond that you're an idiot, and she would generate more. Well,
I don't think it's that necessarily, but I've thought of a nice metaphor, and let me know if you think it's accurate. Where to build a beautiful marble sculpture. What's happening to me today?
That happens to me all the time.
Podcasts for a couple of weeks. To build a beautiful marble sculpture. I still nearly got it wrong.
Do you remember last night when Vittorio
tried
to say the word Willie last night? He said Billy.
I've been hanging out with Protestants too much.
Oh dear.
So, to build a beautiful marble sculpture, you have to first put the dynamite in the quarry. And blow it all apart and get the marble. And create the space for it.
So we have to break our women.
So no, because this just is a complete of just explicit women taking ownership of their sexuality and maybe taking it too far, I don't know, but it'll create space for women to just generally talk about their own sexuality in a less kind of confrontational way.
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah, I remember... I mean, I've since stopped watching porn, but I remember when I spoke about it with someone when I was in my first year of uni, and it was a couple of boys, and they were shocked that I watched porn, and they were like, "But how come you're talking about it?" And I was like, "Why wouldn't I talk about it?"
Yeah.
The reason I've stopped is because Pornhub doesn't have
ethics.
It doesn't have a screening process to ensure that the people viewed in the videos are of age, that it is consensual.
It's just a bit sketchy.
It is sketchy, and I can't support it.
But there are ethical porn places.
Yeah?
But I just couldn't be bothered with that.
I think...
I just don't need it either.
Thank you.
It's funny.
I think that there's also something to be gained of by not using porn. You can have a better relationship with yourself of pleasure and
what you want, not what you think you should want.
Yeah, and it allows you to ask for the things that you want in bed.
Well, that's
if you sleep with people. If you don't, that's fine. But it's also enabling you to look at yourself more.
But that almost links into what we were going to talk about later, where it's like, instead of just becoming like McCann's Edinburgh show idea called tofu, where tofu just tastes like everything that's around it.
Mm-hmm.
You were talking about being at drama school and just like going into this new environment that you hold in very high esteem.
Yeah.
So you go in and you want to be accepted.
Yeah.
And you just become whatever you're surrounded with.
Yeah.
And it's almost like when you're watching all of this stuff, you're like, oh, that's what I should want. That's what I should want. Rather than if you don't watch it and you just kind of connect with yourself and work out what you want.
Yeah.
Then that's maybe better.
I've learnt so much more about myself and what I actually like and what my values are in this year out of drama school than my time there.
I think that happens to a lot of people.
I was saying to Vittoria that when I first went, I'd never been to a club. I'd never been to a bar really. Like I'd been with like a friend for like, we'll sit down and drink, but not like dancing in the dark. And we were in this someone's kitchen, and Sir Duke came on, and that had that fantastic saxophone solo, that digga-digga-digga-digga-digga-dum, and everybody. And everyone in the kitchen did that, and they knew the whole thing. I'd never heard the song before. I'd never heard it, and then I went away for a week, so that by the time next Saturday came around, I knew it. Which journey, blah blah blah. But I'm disappointed in myself.
It's weird. It's like, but it's.
Why did I feel the need? Well, yeah, but I don't.
I think the more I think about it recently, I think the more everything is just about community. Mm-hmm. And like people desperate to be part of something. I was talking about that with the East Belfast GAA thing, where like people from both sides of the community, like in a lot of the Protestant communities in Northern Ireland, like all they have to be part of is like the Orange Order and these marches and these like quite just like aggressive things, and maybe they're part of kind of a political ideology of like being anti-immigration or anti-this or anti-that. But it's like the people in the East Belfast GAA see some of these Protestants, and it's just like they're so into it. They fucking love it. Yeah. Like they're messaging in the WhatsApp group all the time.
That's wonderful.
And they're like involved and sending each other like clips of different GAA things and getting so into it. And it's like, it's just giving them that nice community, a positive community to be part of, rather than the only thing that's available to them. And it's like, this is where you talk about these working class communities that were fucked over when the mines were closed. They lost their identity, so now their identity is whiteness. So they're anti and Englishness. So their identity is being anti anything else.
This is like what you said, when you try and change or take somebody else's culture, that culture is strongly held onto.
Yes, when you try and take it off them, then they.
So my mum was saying when Vittoria was over, it's just wonderful how you've got all this music and poetry and art associated with your country that you're proud of. And she was like, I don't have that.
Yeah.
Fair enough, colonialism.
English people have never
been oppressed.
Although, but they I feel like they do now. They feel like their culture's being. A lot of people feel like their culture's being taken from them, which isn't fucking true. It's just little people in dinghies trying to survive the world. But
I'm going to change the word little to lovely.
lovely dinghy. I don't think they're lovely dinghies.
No, I said lovely people in dinghies.
Lovely people. Right.
Should we
yeah, fair.
watch the rest of WEP?
Yeah. Web.
That's a car key.
Lip. Ask for a call while you ride that dick. You really ain't never got him fucking for a thing. He already made his mind up before he came. Now get your boots, hang your coat for this wet ass pussy. He bought a phone just for pictures of this wet ass.
Why is that the phone?
Um,
That phone doesn't even have a fucking camera.
it's got.
Why has it got a BlackBerry?
I used to want one of them so badly.
BBM.
BBM.
When
and
was
a
the last
flip
time
phone.
anyone that wasn't a drug dealer used BBM?
It's got a. What's it called again?
Polaroid?
No, not the Polaroid. What was it called in Breaking Bad? It's like a drop phone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Drop it down your fucking...
Pussy, pay my tuition just to kiss me on this wet ass pussy. Now make it rain if you wanna see some wet ass pussy.
Look, I need a hard hit, I need a deep stroke, I need a Henny drink, I need a weed smoke. Not a garden snake, I need a king cobra with a hook in it, hope it lean over. He got some money, then that's where I'm headed. Pussy A1, just like his credit. He got a beard, well I'm tryna wet it. I let him taste it, now he diabetic. I don't wanna spit.
I appreciate the celebration of oral sex for women.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan, and I support it.
I wanna go.
No, I don't want to gulp. Don't want to gulp.
I wanna choke. I want you to touch that little dangly thing that's swinging the back of my throat.
The dangly dang.
That's swinging in the back of my throat. That's funny.
That's really funny. The little dangly dang.
Uvula is what it's called.
No, I'm not going to say it.
What?
I sometimes confuse uvula and vulva. And they're very different places.
Very much so. Opposite ends.
I hate him misfire, Punani the sunny is going and drying, it's coming outside, yeah. I run on that thing, the cuz behind me, I spit on his mic and I he tryna sign me.
Your Honor, I'm a freak bitch, handcuffs, leashes. Switch my wig, make him feel like he cheating. Put him on his knees, give him something to believe in. Never lost a fight, but I'm...
Imagine someone being like, oh, Mum, someone said something really mean to me at school today. She's like, sticks and stones may break your bones. And the kid's like, but chains and whips excite me.
Well, have you heard about kids these days when they like do like a little show for their parents at the end?
I
of
used
it?
to do that all the time.
No, yeah, but people do. But kids now at the end will go, "Don't forget to like and subscribe," because
They don't.
that's what they think happens at the end of performances.
They don't.
Yeah.
That's so sad.
It's mental.
That's
I just think it's
so
so funny.
sad.
Don't forget to like and subscribe after doing the
someone
school
once
play.
said, why do you why do you say when you say you want to call someone, you say you want to give them a ring? Because they haven't heard a ring
Yeah.
tone. They just said dum 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 dum.
Yum dum 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 bum beam bum beam.
Looking for a beat in the food chain, I'm the one that eat you. If he ate my ass, he's a bottom feeder. Big D stand for big demeanor. I can make you bust before I ever meet you. If it don't hang, then he can't bang. You can't hurt my feelings, but I like pain. If he fuck me and ask who's is it when I ride the dick, I'ma spell my name.
Yeah, you fucking with some wet ass pussy. Bring a bucket and a mop for this wet ass pussy. Give me everything you got for this wet ass pussy. Now from the top, make it drop. That's some wet ass pussy. Now get a bucket and a mop. That's some wet ass pussy. I'm talking wop, wop, wop. That's some wet ass
Wop.
pussy. Macaroni in a pot. That's some wet ass pussy, huh?
I like that vine that says, it's a guy with a bowl of macaroni and he's like stirring it and it goes like the noise. And he turns to his mum and he goes, "That's what good pussy sounds like." And she slaps him.
His mum's in like a headscarf and all.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, he's got blown. He's bald. Finn.
I thought Kylie... Oh, that was the lyric version. We didn't get to see the actual...
Oh,
That's
was
why
that
it was
not-
cartoon.
Oh shit.
Well, why don't you put on the other one while we talk? Yeah, there it is. Official music. You dum-dum.
Well, I thought. Fuck.
We hear
You dum-dum. Well, why don't we just keep talking and then we can just... Oh, have you ever seen The Exorcist?
No.
Oh, it's great.
Oh my god. This is 4 minutes.
This is worse.
Right. Here's a question for you. Do you think that if that was male rappers, which there are loads of songs that are like this, where it's like male rappers talking about their dicks and fucking and women and all that shit, equally makes me, I don't like it just as much.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, and it's that thing that I was saying about the marble sculpture, where it's like, where it's like, I think they have to blow a hole in it to create the space for everyone else to just talk normally about themselves.
Yeah.
But I don't want to fucking listen to it again.
I wonder if there'll be songs about periods then. Because I'm trying to normalise talking about my period with my household. Well, my household's pretty fine. They're used to it by now. But like being open and saying, I'm in pain.
Yeah,
I have started my period.
I'm on my period.
Can
People
you
get
get
so
me
fucking weird
some
about
tampons? Yeah.
Well, so it is funny. Like, people do look at you, like when I'm buying tampons for you. People are like, why is he buying tampons?
Yeah.
And I'm like, I've got a nosebleed, you fucking weirdos. What do you want?
Yeah, I'm going to see what the menstrual cup's like.
Yeah, you've been trying to be more environmentally friendly.
Yeah, and I've been told it's just nicer. It's a nicer thing, like waking up in the morning, you don't have to do a mad dash to the toilet because you're not worried that Niagara Falls is going to happen.
Niagara Falls is going to happen!
That's an example of Vittorio doing his shouting for no reason. So there's like that reassurance.
Viagra Falls!
But yeah,
it's a weird. People get so uncomfortable about it.
They do.
But it's just like, it happens literally like. I think guys who had sisters are better about it generally.
Yeah.
Because they just talk about it.
When I moved into halls, the bins didn't have lids on them. It was just like a weird pot, and I put my used products and sanitary products and things in there, wrapped up in toilet roll, wrapped up in, you couldn't see them, couldn't see any blood, all fine. And one night, one of the guys who lived there, his friend got drunk and he banged on my door with a saucepan, and he was shouting about how it was disgusting that I was leaving it out for them all to see, and I should put it in my own room. And yeah.
It's little boys, isn't it?
Yeah, it's so childish. You don't get it.
Well, I think up to a certain age with guys, it's like, if you don't know, you don't fucking know. I think I have the benefit of like, so from when I was like 15 till I was 20, I was in a relationship. So like, if you're a guy that just has loads and loads of like one night stands and doesn't spend loads and loads of time with a girl when you're in your teens,
you don't get used to it.
You just don't know anything about most of that stuff.
Yeah.
Like, I only learned that you pee out of a different hole.
I was 19. I didn't know
you were 19. Like, that's mad, isn't
and
it?
I didn't know because I tried to put a tampon up there, and I was like, "Why does it hurt?" And then a girl in another store was like, "I think you're putting it in the wrong hole." And I was like, "It doesn't go in my ass." And she was like, "No, you've got two holes." And I was like, "What?"
Yeah.
What? That was a learning curve.
But that's the thing. Is like, I tried to write a bit about it a while ago, where I was like, you get these guys boasting about being like, "Oh, I've slept with so many women," and it's like, "Oh, is it mostly one night stands?" And they're like, "Yeah, man, I'm so good at sex." And I'm like, no, what's happened there is you've never had honest feedback about you in the bedroom. Because you're not gonna give constructive feedback to a one night stand.
Yeah.
You'll just be like, it's a write off.
Yeah.
You're not gonna put the time in to make them better for the next person.
Well, yeah, that's true.
Whereas if you're with someone for 4 years, they're not gonna put up with your weak dick. Sorry.
Yeah, can you stop rolling the didgeridoo of my toes?
It's good for your feet.
Not if you
Put
run.
your feet on it.
I'm no. Shall we?
Do you want to see Ben Shapiro or Russell Brand?
Ben Shapiro.
It
reminds me of that other Vine. I love Vines, by the way. When it's like, that hurt like a butt cheek on a stick. Mother trucker, dude.
Mother trucker,
that was legitness.
Okay, we'll do this one because it's only 55 seconds
That's
long.
better.
Otherwise, I'm not watching a 9-minute video of Ben Shapiro.
No.
He's just like...
not that easy.
Grammarly again.
It's just like, you're a conservative journalist sometimes.
Sound on.
Like, why are you talking about a fucking wet ass pussy? You weirdo.
Well, who are we?
Oh, I'm not gonna like that. I just want to see him say it.
We probably should have gotten this up before we did the podcast.
It's fine. People are chill, aren't you, folks at home? Drop a comment
Are there
if
any
you're not
words?
chill with this.
Are there any words that make you feel, that give you the heebie-jeebies?
What do you mean?
So some people
Now, we're
can't
gonna do
stand the
something
word. Oh, so if I go moist, some
No,
people
I'm
can't stand
just
that.
Fine with that.
Children.
Children, fine. I work with
Not children. Not children as in like a sexual thing. Children as in like.
Children.
As in if I was asking you about having children.
All right, yeah. Fuck, who cares?
Yeah.
There was a woman who was like, do you know those people in your primary school who weren't teachers but weren't classroom assistants either? They were just kind of there, like the staff, who would just be in the playground and look after the playground.
We had one of those. Oh, we had an assistant called Mr. Batten, and he was a dick.
We had Maura. And
From Love Island.
No. Fanny Flutter. But there's this woman, Maura, and we went,
what do you think you're doing?
yeah, what do you think you're doing? What'd you just say? Well, you can fuck off. She used to come into the
You're
assembly
saying I'm all
hall.
out. She used to come in. What'd she do?
She used to come into the assembly hall to the primary school of 400 kids and go, hello, children. She smoked 1,000 a day.
Good.
Like, hello, children. And we'd have to go, hello, Maura. Fucking weird. I don't know what her job was.
Wow.
Maybe she was just a local weirdo. But we'll watch Ben Shapiro. We'll try and find him.
God, he's got a manicured face, hasn't he?
He's a weird dude.
haven't done in a while. So over the last week or so, there's been a lot of attention paid.
Nice yarmulke, bro.
So let's deconstruct a little bit
Yarmulke.
of culture.
Oh, yeah.
So there's this video that went out. It is by a person named Cardi B.
He speaks so fucking weird. It's like, mate, just fucking chill out. He doesn't, yeah, like I said,
I'm
he
sure
doesn't
people
swear.
would say that you speak weird too.
No,
Let's just accept people.
right.
Who has a rather checkered past. I mean, she's talked on video about how she used to drug men and steal their money after
We
bringing them
spoke
back
about
as,
that. Not good.
as what parents named her Megan Thee. Just as a preface to this video, let me note some of the headlines about this video. From
Okay.
Megan Thee Stallion deliver a juicy collaboration, some type of way, about Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion's WAP. Had 56 million views with a little bit of the video, and then I'm going to
Do you know what fucks me off? Do you know what really fucks me off about Americans? They love having a microphone on the table, even though he's wearing a lapel mic.
Dave Lapel.
Dave, look at that. Look at that. That annoys me so much. They do it in all those Conan and stuff. There's a microphone on the table, and it's like, you all have lapel mics on. Americans are so fucking stupid.
read you some of the
Not
lyrics
all of them.
to WAP, which stands for a thing. I can't say most of the words in this song. I mean, I can pronounce them, but if I say them aloud, then we will be banned by the FCC. So here is a little bit of this video. So as you can see, there's water pouring out from the front of a mansion.
But is it water?
Okay, here are these two ladies, and then there is just a giant golden butt.
I said certified free.
Okay, and then there's golden boobs that apparently are spouting water.
Pull out game weak.
Bunch of snakes, and, you know, kind of typical music video kind of. This right here is women fighting for the right to work. Right here, what we are watching is women fighting for the equal right to talk about their wet-ass P-word. That's what WAP stands for. So here are the actual lyrics. Okay, and this is not demeaning to women in any way. It's not demeaning to women in any way. It doesn't turn women into sex objects. It doesn't make men think of women in a purely sexual fashion. It is women empowering themselves. It is super empowerment.
Don't skip
Here
it.
are some of the lyrics. You ready? Whores in this house. There's some whores in this house. There's some whores in this house. There's some whores in this house. Hold up. I said certified freak 7 days a week. Wet ass P.
Oh, for
There's an
fuck's
advert in the middle of it.
sakes, no.
How terrible.
Oh, fuck's sake, right, well,
and we've
just
got to
watch it.
get through.
Eve Online
Fuck
is a
off, Eve.
Word. Make that pullout game weak.
Oh, there's the
yeah,
Jenna.
you effin' with some wet ass P word. P word is female genitalia. Bring a
But P word could also be male genitalia.
P word is female genitalia.
But P word could also be male genitalia.
Penis. He would say penis though.
Would he?
Yeah. I wonder why he doesn't swear.
That's
Should
a
we try and
penis.
find him explaining why he doesn't swear?
No.
Yeah, you don't like this man, do you?
Bucket and a
I just want
mop
to talk to you.
for this wet ass P word.
Let's talk.
Okay. Do you not want to see Russell Brand's thing?
No. I can watch it after.
He done.
Yeah.
You done with the wet ass B words?
Yeah, I am done.
Okay.
Yeah.
What else is on the agenda? We've
We've
done 55 minutes. This is good.
This is lovely. So I've got on my list.
Mum wants us to do a bottle bank run this afternoon.
Can do. Memes, dogs, blending in. We've done blending in. Teacher's salary and the importance of nonsense. I'm going to go with dogs and then the importance of nonsense.
Dogs. What about dogs?
We saw a nice dog at the party today called Luna.
Did we get the owner's name?
Of course not. Get the dog's name.
Fuck's sake. We spoke to this girl for like 15 minutes and didn't ask her her name.
And then we went for a coffee, and then on the way back from the coffee, we bumped into her again. That was nice.
She was really nice.
She
That
was
was really
lovely.
nice interaction that
I
we
love
had.
people who you think they're a little, maybe not intimidating to look at, but they look pretty like, oh, he has won awards.
Yeah.
That's good. That's Danny DeVito, by the way. People who look less approachable just because of their own fashion sense or their resting faces.
She was wearing all black, a hoodie and a jacket on
She
top
looked
of
pretty
the hoodie.
badass, to be honest.
She looked cool.
But her dog was super cute.
Yeah, a little
and
tiny dog.
and I have a real, some would say problem.
Not even a tiny dog, just very evidently a puppy.
A slippery little puppy.
A wet ass puppy.
No.
That's the funniest thing I've ever said.
No, it's not. But it is good.
Go on.
So I have a real problem with going and stroking every dog possible. At the beginning of lockdown, I was back home in the north, and I walked past an elderly couple. Sorry, senior citizen couple.
They're, who's cancelling people for saying elderly?
My geography teacher from year 9.
Is that the one I met?
Yeah, she's lovely, isn't she?
She's not elderly.
No, but she would host the senior citizens tea party, where I would serve cupcakes and sing.
But are
We
you
would
not
sing- we
allowed
would
to say
sing-
elderly these days?
I don't know. I mean, it's just ingrained, I think. But anyway, I went up to this couple because they had a lovely dog,
Mm-hmm.
and I didn't, because there was a pandemic on. I didn't go very close at all. Like, I was still on the other side of the road, and all I did was I just lifted up my hands and made like a coochie, like kind of hand gesture.
Oh, was this when the guy went?
Yeah, I was on the other side of the road, very far away, and I was like, "Oh, your dog is so cute. I wish I could come over, but I can't." And then he put his hand up and he just went, "Stop, don't come any closer. I don't think so." I was
Did you say, I don't think so?
Yeah, I was crestfallen.
Very English to say crestfallen.
I was just trying to incorporate new words into the podcast that
It's
you might
good.
not have said.
It's good. It's a good word.
It is.
But yeah, that's the tough thing about the pandemic, isn't it? And I think I've been meaning to try this at the comedy show because, like, I want to say, like, if you're hanging out after the garden gig, like, and you think someone's standing a bit close to you if they're talking to you, let's just agree that you just go, "Hey man, could you take a step back?"
Yeah.
And it's just not awkward.
Yeah.
Like, it's just
No, it
fine.
isn't.
I should do that at this next one. I keep meaning to say because I think it's like that's the thing. I just wanted to create this space where everyone felt super chill.
Yeah.
It was just okay. Because it's so uncomfortable. Like, if you want to talk to someone, but you don't want them, if you want them to take a step back, but you don't want to end the conversation, it's just a hard thing to do.
Yeah, it is.
So I'll definitely say it. I'll say that at the end of the one on Sunday and just go, look, if you want to hang out, chat, great. But if someone's standing a little bit too close to you, let's just agree that if someone goes, "Hey man, can you take just a half step back?" That's just not awkward. It's fine. Keep talking. Do whatever.
Yeah, it should be normal. And to be honest, if you don't think you're awkward when you're saying it, chances are you'll be fine.
Oh, but it's nice to just have it addressed
rule,
so
yeah.
that even the person who's standing there goes, "Oh yeah, no problem." And
Can
it's
you
like-
do the same
it's
thing
like
with
a little
litter?
in joke. my speech at the end can't be fucking too long.
It has to be. I am not picking up anyone else's litter from your
They've
garden.
been fine.
Last time was not fine. There were plastic bags. There was all kinds. We had bins
that
around.
was my mates from school. They just have a different attitude.
You mean they're dumb
Well, yes, yeah,
and
yeah,
disrespectful?
yeah. They're nice though, but yeah,
Disrespectful.
yeah.
Yeah.
Anything else on the agenda?
The importance of nonsense.
I really liked recently on a comedian who I've done a podcast with. I guess a friend, but we've met in real life once. Ali Makovsky, very, very funny comedian. Check her out if you haven't. She was recently on Joe Rogan's podcast.
She was.
Because that's how it goes. You go on mine, and then you go on Joe Rogan's.
Yeah.
That's the stepping stone.
Yeah.
I'm the Southampton of podcasts, and Joe Rogan's like Liverpool. So you go from Celtic to Southampton to Liverpool to Barcelona. That's the trajectory. That won't make any sense to you, but people who like football will understand it.
Boom.
So she was on it, and she was talking about the fact that like she's 24, so same age as me, and I think she started when she was 19, maybe 18, so she's been going a couple of years longer than me. And she was saying like, she's like, oh, sometimes I worry all my stuff's just about like stupid stuff, but I just kind of trust that eventually I'll start talking about, as I get better, I'll start talking about like real issues and
Okay.
this and that. And sometimes I worry that like some of my bits are like stupid and don't have any value or
I
insight
think
in them.
stupid is valuable.
It is, but it's like some of Dave Chappelle's bits are stupid, but they always have some kind of insight to them.
Right.
So it's like, but I think you just have to trust early on that you're basically just learning how to create jokes and tell stories better.
Yeah.
And you'd be better just learning that on like more surface stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And then further down the line, 8, 9, 10 years in, you can start trying to weave insight into your... And I'm already starting, like, you know, some of my jokes have a real point and a through line to them, and there's a reason for them as well as it just being funny.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just like...
This is a very
It was nice
serious
to
way
hear
to
that.
talk about nonsense.
Yeah, but you know what I mean? Like, it's just important as a learning process to like... And a lot of what I do in comedy is like set up a scary topic.
Yeah.
With a nonsense
Yeah.
punchline.
Yeah.
Because I think a lot of what I'm thinking about at the minute is just trying to make it okay to take away the stigma of things. Just talk about it in an offhand way. Like we spoke about that with like mental health. Like the worst way to destigmatize mental health is to do a full hour-long show about it.
Yeah, it's just it's the same way as talking about periods. Just
Just
mention it like
drop
it's
in.
normal. Just
And don't be like, oh, I'm on my period. Oh, you don't like hearing about that, do you? You don't. It's like,
yeah.
just talk about it as if it's nothing, and then people will catch up.
Because we should talk about it.
Yeah, should talk about mental health. We should talk about everything. Nothing should be off the table of conversation.
Yeah.
But I think the way a lot of woke magokes are going at the minute, it's just a bit.
I
Don't
think,
talk about that. Don't talk about that.
I think millennials and is it millennials or Gen Z? That's the one after millennials,
I don't know.
right?
I think I'm Gen Z, but just about. I don't feel like I feel
Maybe
like I
it's
fit
the
into millennial
2000s
more.
one. Well, there's a generation of young people at the moment, I think around about our age or a bit younger, who have this uncanny knack for, they'll be talking about something very, very serious. So say, I don't know, what's going on in Belarus or what's going on in Yemen.
Yeah.
And they'll be talking about destabilizing the patriarchy, all very, very serious. And then they'll say something like, that was legitness, or like they'll just
They are memes. They'll walking.
they'll
meme
bring in the
machines.
meme, or they'll bring in like and I just think it's kind of amazing.
It's cool. I like that.
Yeah, I think it's great.
Nothing's above a joke, and jokes don't always
They don't undermine what you're talking
They
about.
don't undermine the actual content of
Yeah.
your...
Yeah, I think it's brilliant.
People disrespect jokes too much.
Yeah. And people worry too much about stuff
Yeah, for sure.
and about how they'll be perceived and how they'll come
I'd rather
across.
be wrong and be corrected than
Oh, any day. Yeah.
wrong and
And
strong. That's what my
Strong and wrong.
but the same thing.
But no.
The black comedy. just says black comedy there. I don't really know why.
Oh.
Should I try and find these Instagram questions that we did before?
Yeah, go on then.
I'll see if I
Oh,
can.
Tino said, you're going to stay for 10 in a row for me.
Are you here for 10 in a row?
No, I'm not, because that'll probably be next May. But I really hope they do a good job.
Well, stay with me?
Oh, I don't know. Vittorio, are you scrolling?
No, just...
Get up the questions.
Okay. Okay, I'm doing it.
Yes, Mum.
I'm trying to find them. How do you find your...
I think they're on on your messages, no?
Would they be?
Yeah, that's where they were last time.
No, I don't, because you reply to the sticker and then it's not. Fuck's sakes. There's some hoes in this house. There's some hoes in this house. Where are we? Where are we?
I think we're not going to find it. Shall we look at one of those? I'll tell you what. Type in.
Well, we've done an hour and 5. Do we need to do any more?
I'd got like a couple of weird questions. Can you just type in weird questions, please?
Oh, fuck's sake. Weird.
Oh, there's the dog. Barky, barky.
Why don't you name things and I'll
Oh,
tell
here
you
we go. Here we
whether
go.
they're
No, this is
Catholic or
great. This is
Protestant.
great. Is cereal soup?
No, soup's hot, and I know gazpacho, but I don't think that's soup either.
There's that great bit in Derry Girls where the mum, well, the aunt, she scoops up a bowl of Cheerios and then she just blows
Best
on
moment in the series.
the bowl. I thought it was so funny.
Best moment of the series.
What is the sexiest and least sexiest name? Cancelled. Don't do it.
Sexiest name, Vittorio. Least sexy name, Ryan.
Oh, you just. Yeah. What secret conspiracy would you like to start?
I'd like to get these Illuminati boys on board in promoting my podcast. Epstein, sponsor my podcast.
No, stop.
The Good Guy Podcast, brought to you by the Lolita Express.
That's horrible. That's horrible. There is a drink at the bar where I work called the Lolita, and when I started there, I was like, for context, Lolita's a book about it's a novel about paedophilia, and it's pretty graphic and
Very good.
You disgust me.
It's a good read.
But
Very
anyway,
relatable.
there's this drink called
The Lolita.
the Lolita, and I was saying to my managers, like, the fuck, like, why have you called a drink this? And they were like, oh, it's just a nice name. And I was like, it's not a nice name. But this is the same place that has, you know, Blonde on Blonde and Sex and Violets and...
Yeah, I don't like violence. Thank you for listening to this week's episode of the Good Guy Podcast.
Thank you all for tuning in. It's been lovely being here. It was a very enjoyable conversation. Just repeating what was said at the beginning, give us a follow if you really liked it. Like it if you really liked it. If you can, give a review. That'd be really cool. If you want to see any topics talked about, or you have any questions or anything at all, pop them in the little thing, me.
Follow us on Spotify. Give us a 5-star review on iTunes. Subscribe on YouTube. And give us a thumbs up on YouTube. That was good, wasn't it?
That was lovely. Very nice. Wait, hang on.
Should I move this out of the way?
Yeah. I'm holding... No, don't...
The Good Guy Podcast.
It's dangerously close to my breast.
The Good Guy Podcast.
Thank you all for listening. I hope you have a lovely day. And remember to get some fresh air and go outside.
Bye-bye. Have a nice time.
Bye.
Post on your Instagram story as well. I forgot to say that. That's always a good way to get people to share it.